It's the first time trying to use this hardware encoder, so if it's, dropping out and whatnot, I'm sorry, but I'm also trying to get stuff done, so I'm not going to babysit it too much. Let's plug back in. Significantly less hum. Okay, guess that means we're doing both of them. Got the other cap here. So positive is that way. It's gotta go. For reference, that's the whole streaming setup right there. The tiny monitor, and this little box is doing the streaming. That HDMI cable going out of the camera appears to have a little bit of strain relief wanting. I have to improve that when I get a minute. Good enough. Well, it's to be determined if it's nice or not. So far it's basically been a pain in the butt. But if the concept works, then it should make life easier, but I think it'll probably take doing this a couple of times to get the bugs all worked out. Went to go record some stereo recording stuff. This is one of the preamps. And as soon as I started setting up mics, I realized that the newest one of them, new, had a hum in it. before I can get the next part of what I need to do done. I have to do this. One nice thing about this streaming solution is it actually displays the chat right on the little field monitor, so I don't have to have a computer at all involved. I think Addie's going to be building some prototypes for CypherCon here as soon as I get out of the way. The first channel of these that I got was indeed very, very clean. And this one probably will be as well. But I noticed that this one was in much rougher shape and that it had the threshold light. It's a de-esser. And over in this section is the de-essing side. And there's this light here to indicate that it's being triggered above the de-essing threshold, and that light was on all the time. So I adjusted this potentiometer to a slightly different value to get that to go off. Even though I'm keeping the de-esser out of circuit, I still don't want it sitting there triggered the whole time. The lights should at least match each other between the two units. That's more of a aesthetics thing in the rack, I suppose. Doesn't actually matter. Get the spacing right on these silly things. Probably zip time together too. Don't really want the things freely moving around in here. I went through my pile of stuff and I couldn't find any radials that looked right in terms of value. We are going to slightly higher capacitance than the original ones and significantly more voltage capability. So we're beefing up the power supply a little bit while we're in here. Thankfully none of the tantalums in here are messed up. That's where I would have expected cat problems, but no, just your boring old electrolytics. One of which was leaky, the other one wasn't. Cool. My solder has a knot. Not the cleanest job I've ever done, but this is probably all going to get heavily modified anyway, so I just need it working today. Okay. Alright, now the slight buzz, it's super quiet up to about a gain of 9 and 10, which even beats the other unit, so we are good. Let's get the case back on. Yeah, blue's around here somewhere. Yeah, it seems to be. I'll be out of your way here in a minute.
That's fine. I'm just gonna get boards from downstairs.
Okay. There's our little magic peanut. This guy right here. Those op amps. Output transformers over here. This switch was not as, I think this one's slightly newer because they changed the switch design at some point. They're using a different model of switch. And this one, even though I hit it with contact cleaner, it was fine before I even did that. Example in here. Don't need any microphonics coming in from the speakers, vibrating these input screws. Not that I generally have speakers on when I'm recording microphones, but still. Okay, say goodnight. This thing reeks of cigarette smoke, by the way. I have buffed it and polished it and coated it in contact cleaner and bleach and everything else, and it still stinks.